Hey friend, welcome back. Good to have you here. We're going to talk about the elephant in the room today, how to sell your art or make money from your art. Are you someone who wants to sell your art or make money from your art? Well, I have a series ahead with all the questions that people have been asking me over the years. As a gallery owner, as a teacher and an established artist, I've heard it all. I'm going to have some fun answering all your questions about how to make money from your art. Let's go. First up, if you're someone who wants to sell your art or doesn't want to sell your art, but you've got quite a few pieces mounting up, I really encourage you to document your art. I have a free download below. It's very simple. It's got 3 options. I've got a Google Sheet that you can put all your work on, or also a printout. Lots of fun stuff. Just have a look below. That's going to be really helpful for you. But let's go to the subject at hand, which is how to make money from your art. Or do you want to make money from your art? This is a really good question. And I wrestle with this a lot. Let us take a few steps backwards before we try rush out and sell our art or make money from our art. Question number 1 is, do I want to sell my art? Well, I didn't even think of that question when I first started doing art. I don't know about you. You might be really at the very start of your painting journey or watching and curious about what everyone else is doing in this world. What happened for me was I burnt out, and that's when I started painting. So I was actually painting definitely not to sell my art. I was painting to help my mental health, help my body. I had degenerative discs that needed to heal or just recover from years and years of computer work and sitting in wrong positions and all stuff. So I had to stand a lot. And painting was a really good thing to do. So I got going with that, and my friends ended up getting me in an exhibition I wasn't really intending on, and I sold a piece for $3,200, which totally shocked me. And that's when I went, oh, or maybe I can make money from my art. But my friend, over the last 15 years that I've been painting, maybe once or twice when I did a commission, I was painting things that I didn't really enjoy. But every piece of art I do because I want to do it and I love it, and the process is important. I have many pieces of art around my gallery and around my home that haven't been sold yet. And I'm a little bit slow off the mark getting myself to sell them. And I know I need to do that. When I first began, it was definitely not to sell my art. You might be someone like that. But now I'm like, I really want to sell. I want my art to be in someone else's place. When I first started, I also asked a curator some really key questions when I started to realize, oh, I might be able to, give up my factory job and my crazy jobs that I'm trying to, graphic design and all these other things that I wasn't really enjoying. I'm like, wow, imagine if I could make art and, live off my art. Oh, okay, let's have a look at this. So I asked a friend who was a curator. I said, what do I need to do? I think I might have had 4 pieces of art. She said, well, first of all, you need to have 8 pieces of art if you want to have an exhibition. Okay, great. The next thing she said to me was, and it stuck with me forever, was, you've got to make a decision, Heather. I've seen so many artists over the years, she said, and there is a decision that you need to make between 2 things. One is whether you want to sell your art as one piece that no one ever sees except the person that puts it in their home or their own workplace or whatever, just once. Or you want to duplicate your art on cards and books and prints and all sorts of things, and you want to tell the story of your art. I'm like, that was an easy answer for me. I really don't want my pieces just to be away in one person's home. They all have a story. So that's when I started writing a book and selling the book and doing cards and all sorts of things like that, and ended up having my own gallery. But it was a really important decision to make, and I encourage you to make that decision at this point if you are starting out. So this episode is more about what my reflection is on selling art and where I'm at. And we're going to look at all sorts of other things in the next lot of videos, like how to price your art, how to get into galleries or exhibitions, how to run your own exhibition, what other ways can you make money from your art through prints and cards, and also some red flags to look out for when you're trying to make money from your art. So it's going to be a fantastic few videos for you. So I've got a few questions here that people have been sort of asking me in various ways over the years, and I thought you might be interested. Why did you start painting, and how? How did it all begin? So for me, it all began when I burnt out and I needed to have something to keep me sane. I couldn't sit down much because I'd been working on the computer for years and my discs in my back were damaged, and I needed to do something that was more helpful. So I started doing that and I absolutely loved it. And do I enjoy it? Absolutely. I'm so excited to be able to just sit down and paint. It's very, very fun. All right, the next question is an interesting one. Why do you want to sell your art? Oh, it's very multi-layered, that one, because first of all, you need to make that decision as, do I want to sell my art? Yes, most of the time I do want to sell my art. The other question that a lot of people ask me is it really hard to let go of your art? Yes and no. Some pieces I don't want to let go of, but if it's going to make me money, I'm quite happy to sell and just have a print of it. Prints are really great these days. They almost look like the original. So why do I want to sell? I want to sell because I want money. I need money. And also I want that money to be able to buy my own property and run retreats and move on to that. So I'm pretty keen to sell. So that's why I want to sell. So this next question is sort of an interesting one because I own a gallery and the gallery space is not really suited for my art. I didn't know that until a few years after I bought the gallery. I've sold lots of other people's art. My art, not so much. So the question is, how will you feel, or how do you feel, because your art's not selling in this space? Or more general question is, how will you feel if your art doesn't sell? So, interesting question. I'm sad because I'm like, I've got my art there, people love it, they're amazing, but it's not the demographic of people who want to buy my art. So I've realised that I need to position my art in a different sort of space. Mostly I paint for the process, not the art, but I'm trying to change my mindset. Thus, we're doing this whole series on selling art. It's going to get me doing some research and helping myself as well as you out there. Oh golly, this next one is interesting. Are you prepared to set aside lots of time for self-promotion, exhibitions, markets, and so on? Oh, so I have a lovely friend who is extremely good at getting to exhibitions, getting her work out there. She's fantastic at all that sort of thing. And actually, I've got a few friends like this, and we see it on Instagram a lot, don't we? I am so bad at this. And am I prepared to the question, I suppose, is based around, Heather, why aren't you doing it more? So I'm a little bit shy. I'm a little bit shy of pushing myself out into the world. I love promoting other people's work. So for me, it's really important to value my art and value who I am so that I will promote my work. I've got some work to do there. Are you prepared to spend more time selling than painting? Interesting one. I think I would be prepared to do that for a time. But then maybe if I make money, then I can pay someone to then do the selling and then I can keep painting, if that makes sense. So I don't mind, stints of time, even 6 months or so of not painting as much, but pushing, the work. In fact, I'm doing a lot of that at the moment with my online classes. I'm not painting as much, but I'm putting some energy into some sales type stuff. But I need to, and maybe you do too, spend some more time promoting my art. Okay, it's been an interesting journey, and this is going to be an interesting journey, and I'm glad you're coming on it with me. I ask those questions of myself because I want you to actually ask them about you. Do you enjoy creating and making art, painting possibly? Do you want to sell your art? Do you want to put commitment into doing an exhibition or markets or making prints and cards from your work, from producing your work? Any of those things interest you? Well, I really want you to think about those things, and I also want you to think about how much your art is valuable and how you are valuable. And I think for you too, people want to see your art. You have friends, you have family, you have people around you that love what you do, and they want to see it out there. And I want to encourage you to do the same. So, my friend, I hope this has been helpful. This is just the start of a wonderful journey of looking at how we can make money from our art, how you can make money from your art, and how you can value your art if you don't want to sell, but what you can do with it all the same. Okay, until next time, I hope you have a lovely week. Keep creating and keep knowing that your art is valuable, as are you.